Is it true that you saw hell?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I saw the real hell.
With all due respect, sir, no you didn't. You see, two major problems with your video are that one, you believe that there is a soul that leaves the body at death. That's not true. And also that hell is eternal. That's also not true. So let's talk about why that is. Above me in Genesis chapter 2 verse 7, the Bible says that God formed Adam out of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and he became a living soul. He did not receive a soul separate from the body. He became a soul. In fact, that word soul means creature or being. Adam didn't receive a creature or being separate from his body. He became a creature. Now, Jesus himself taught that the righteous and the wicked do not receive their final reward until both of them are resurrected at their respective times. The righteous at the second coming, the wicked after the millennium. Now, in Revelation 20, it talks about how the devil is bound during the millennium. The book of Jeremiah talks about how there are no wicked left alive on earth during the millennium. That's how he is bound. He has nobody to tempt. Revelation 20 talks about how the righteous are resurrected, taken to heaven. And then it says the rest of the dead, all of the wicked dead, they're not resurrected until after the millennium. And then notice what it says after that. After they are resurrected, they're going to try to attack the city, and then fire comes down from God, verse 9, and devours them. Now, a lot of people think hell will burn for eternity because Jude 7 says that Sodom and Gomorrah suffered the vengeance of eternal fire. But let me ask you a question. Are they still burning? Of course not. So how does the Bible define eternal fire? We need to let the Bible explain itself and not put in our own personal opinions. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 6 defines the eternal fire that was the vengeance upon Sodom and Gomorrah, and it says it turned them into ashes, okay? But let's not take just one verse. Let's look at a few. Malachi 4 verses 1 and 3 says the same exact thing. Isaiah 47:14 says the same thing. Psalm 37:20 says the same thing. According to Isaiah 33, it's not the wicked that get to dwell with everlasting burnings. It's actually the righteous, because the Bible says 4 times that God is a consuming fire. And the wicked don't get to go to heaven to spend eternity with God. The righteous do, which means the righteous get the privilege of dwelling with everlasting burnings. Now, it's interesting that you mentioned it felt like you were having a heart attack. Heart attacks can lead to a lack of oxygen to the brain. Notice what happens as a result of that. So a lack of oxygen to the brain can cause hallucinations and delusions. And I don't say this to insult you, but this is the reality of the situation. It was either lack of oxygen which caused hallucinations or demonic influence. As you see, the Bible simply does not teach an immortal soul or eternal hell. Both of those are demonic false doctrines. Always test everything with the Bible, including and especially your own experience.